Before we get started with this video, I just wanted to say that I'm about halfway done making the changes, and the city is freaking huge. And I could not be more fired up. This is incredible. Hey everybody, welcome back to another LEGO City update. I've thought about it for quite some time, and I think today we're going to be expanding the LEGO City. I mean, there's a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons, but I think the pros or the benefits of having a larger city outweigh the negatives. If you don't know what those are, I did discuss them in the video where I proposed the ideas that we're going to be executing today. And yeah, there's some big stuff that's going to be happening here. I've got a little bit of anxiety about it, but I think we're going to be all right. And I think it's going to be even better than before. And we're going to have the biggest LEGO city that we've ever had on this channel. Very exciting stuff. Also, in regards to the changes, I think the cool thing about the way that we're going to be building these table editions for the LEGO city is the fact that if in the end we don't like it, it can literally be undone by removing 24 screws or something like that, and we can just undo the changes if we don't like it. Plus, I have like most of the wood in the garage, so it's literally going to be like essentially free, not quite free, but almost free for me to try this out and to see what it looks like. So just like that, our wood is cut and we're ready to go. You'll probably notice that there's both 2x6s and 2x4s. I would have liked to do it all with 2x4s, but unfortunately, I had a bunch of 2x6s in my garage and only one 2x4. So we're gonna get a combination of the two. The reason I wanted to do it with 2x4s is because with these new changes, we're gonna have to go under the tables to access further reaches of the LEGO city. And 2x6s are just bigger, whereas 2x4s are shorter, so there's less of a chance of me bonking my head as I make my way under the table. Got my first two beams installed here to support the table that will go here. My original idea was to put a third beam in. It might need it just so the melamine doesn't sag. Now you can see there's a pretty big gap right here, so this whole area would be free floating. And that's because this table here is actually shorter. Comes to right here because of that beam, right? So I'm thinking here, maybe I should have just made this 2x6 longer, like have it come to here and screw it into this 2x6 here, and then it would go flush across here and screw into the table right there. And then it would be more support outward over here. And then we could put the third one in sort of between, in the middle of those two. So I think I'm gonna do that. So right off the hop, just sort of learning as we go. I think I'm a little bit happier with that. Just sort of makes a little bit more sense. This isn't so far inward now, just giving more support to the outside of the table. I'm sure that this is going to be an absolute nightmare. Getting everything aligned in the end is going to be very difficult, but very rewarding, I'm sure. I can already tell that it's going to be, to get everything just perfectly aligned, like within, you know, 1/8 of an inch or one stud or a centimeter or a millimeter or whatever you want to call it, is going to be a little bit difficult. I'm a little bit terrified, but I think the reward is going to be massive. And I cannot wait to see the new LEGO city. We got one done, two more to go. That actually took way longer than expected because there was actually some slight measurement differences as the frames of the tables moved outward. Some of them got a little bit wider. So I pre-cut all of those things the same size. And for example, the 2x4s that I was going to use for the middle table were all cut to 28 inches, but these tables just, the frames themselves slightly come apart as you move further toward me. So all of the cuts I made were wrong. I'm glad I did not go buy new wood and do all the cuts. But yeah, I got it all fixed up here. So I did use 2x4s here. You'll see there's 2x4 there. And then 2x6 in the back. And then these are all 2x6s ready to go. Looking pretty good. The next thing I got to do is just rip to the hardware store and get some melamine. And then top these bad boys, put the melamine down, and then we'll have our tables ready to go. So I gotta go get 3 specific sizes of melamine cut. I'm gonna have to buy 2 sheets of it to get what I want. So yeah. OMG. I just placed the melamine and it fits like a glove. Oh, went to Home Depot. I measured to the 1/4 inch and it just like perfectly fits in the slots. Like it is just, it is a dream, everybody. This thing is huge. Look at this city. Oh my gosh. This is the biggest rectangular city that we have ever had. And yes, it sort of reverts back to the old way, but not really, because the old way wasn't pushed up against the wall. We still have this wide walkway right here, and we still have the visibility of all of our shelves. This is so awesome. And let me just take you here, okay? It's not that, oh, there's stuff in the way there. I just had to move something. Let's try a different walkway. Okay, this is the skinniest walkway. I'll take you. There we go. Yeah, pretty cool, eh? Ooh, so I don't know what the new layout's gonna be. I've got some cleaning up I've got to do. I just had to move this table insert. Just had to undo 2 screws, and I just got to pop those screws back in, and whoo, this looks so good. I'm actually so fired up. Like, this is crazy. This is the biggest, most rectangular city we've ever had. This is crazy. I mean, it used to, like, the city used to like run down there where all the shelves are now, and it looked all weird. It was all strange, but this is like one big rectangular layout. Oh my gosh. I am so fired up. You have no idea. This is insane. Like, I'm actually like fired up right now. Like, it's crazy. I can't even describe the feeling I have right now of how cool this is. Whew. Okay, before I go any further, I guess we should address the under table scenes, because that was one of the main drawbacks from this. Obviously, you can't see as well under there, right? Because the inserts do a pretty good job of hiding that. But I mean, crouch down, you can still see it. It's well lit. This still looks pretty good. We can crouch down here and see everything, right? It's actually more of like a underground now, because it's like completely underground, which is actually pretty neat, you know? Because you're like, woohoo, look at this, right? And then you're like, bam, look at that. Pretty neat. And also, I got to address the crawling. There's one thing that I'm going to buy for when I'm working down there. And I was already thinking about buying this. In fact, they're in my Amazon shopping cart already. I'm going to buy like neoprene knee pads that like people that do flooring, who install flooring, they use those knee pads. I'm going to buy those flooring knee pads so when I'm under there, I can wear knee pads so I don't wreck these old knees. But hey, you can actually see it pretty good, right? Right? Like, bam, there it is. Right? It's really not too bad. Like, I thought it was going to be worse than it is. But it's actually pretty good. Now the big question is what do I do for the layout? I know I want the train to come this way, but then it's going to have to like turn or something because of this pillar, and maybe go like midway through the street and then turn and go toward the tunnel that way. Now, we will be able to slide this back 5 inches because there's train track running along there, and that train track will no longer have to be there. So we don't lose anything, because if we remove that train track running in front of Town Hall right there, that will shift this all back so that we can have this train track come this way. And I want the train to go all the way around. But this pillar, oh, blast you, get out of my way. I don't know if it's gonna have to turn and then go this way, or turn and connect back there and then turn there. I don't know what we're gonna do with the train. And that's gonna be the first thing that I have to figure out. How we're gonna tailor the train and where that's gonna go, and then sort of figure out what we're gonna do. Now, one thing that really bothers me is the one-way roads here. It doesn't really give the residential area enough room to breathe. So I'm hoping that we can use this new space here to give the residential area a little bit more room so that we can have two-way roads there. And I'm not sure if all the modular buildings are going to stay buried back there. They're not really buried, like you can see them. I can see them really well in first person. Like, I can see them here, maybe not through the camera lens, but I can see them pretty good. They, you know, I like how they're elevated and stuff like that, but I don't know if those are going to come up or come over here near Pop Culture Street, or what's going to happen. I'm not sure if Maybe they stretch all the way along the back. Maybe we bring that loop coaster forward. Maybe this new space right here gets dedicated to the amusement park. So you got to think about what we're going to do here. I don't really want to start ripping stuff apart and moving things around until I really think about this. But I'm completely sold on this. It's looking great. The easy stuff is done. The construction didn't take me long. Obviously, buying the wood set me back about 140 bucks, but that's all it cost me. Everything else was recycled material. And I was saying that we should try it, and if we don't like it, we can take it down. But I'm telling you right now, I like it. Once again, it's not really that hard to just come through here, right? And it's a good view, right? Looks good. You're not going to see as many backs of buildings too, I hope. I hope we can change that. And then another thing we got to think about is our parts. So I was already talking to Jose about that. We're going to move all of our parts over there. A lot of these bins are just like crap parts that don't get used. So the crap parts can sort of stay here. And I was thinking of moving these cabinets with our, I mean, what's in there? Nothing. A label machine, more parts. Not real. I haven't been in this drawer in forever. I didn't even know that that was in there. That should be up in our shipping area upstairs. Empty, like these drawers are empty. There's literally nothing in here. I don't even use these. It's literally just like filler stuff that I don't really use. It's empty. So yeah, these drawers can get figured out. And then all of these parts are gonna come over here, and we're gonna do another stack like I was saying the other day, and this thing's gonna move over here, and then Bob's your uncle. Pretty easy, but I'm gonna think about the layout here. That's really about it for today for this video, because yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do now. I guess stay tuned. Thanks everybody. Remember to like, subscribe. Farewell.